Jojo. She's obnoxious. Sometimes rude.
From failed makeup lines to what she's doing to her own body and the hard facts about the life of a celebrity. Join me as I show you how Jojo Siwa's career is basically over. Number 5. Phasing out. Let's be honest with ourselves a little bit, okay? One of the things that affects celebrities all over the spectrum is that they have a certain dynamic or persona at times, or age group they appeal to, and so forth and so on. Most times, they're hired to appeal to that demographic. Like when you get a hunky teen and you use him to appeal to the teenage girls at home who swoon over guys like that. Same with beautiful women appealing to both men and women in certain kinds of commercials. Actors and actresses also sometimes get roles based on their range, or some even get typecast because of famous roles they've done. It's an eternal struggle in music, Hollywood, and more to break the mold you're put into to show you can do more. How does this apply to Jojo Siwa? Simply, her life is based on a lot of her appealing to young kids. She's seen as a kid herself or even a big sister. But here's the twist. She's almost 17 years old. Eventually, she'll be an adult, and she can try and make herself look like a kid all she wants. But eventually, she's going to literally age out of the range where she can appeal to these kids. Don't get me wrong, she's doing great right now, even with all the cancellations and such going on around the world. But in a year or two, that might be a different story. That's not to say that she won't have other roles, and clearly she's worth a lot of money right now. But in terms of her popularity, her lines of makeup and clothes and such, everything she is and has is modeled after what she's perceived as in regards to her fans. So what happens when that stops? That's a question she'll have to ask herself when the time comes, and it might be coming sooner rather than later. Number 4. She does a lot of clickbait.
Alrighty, well, I have to tell you guys, I'm very sorry for yesterday's video. I know it was a lot of clickbait.
The internet today, well, it's not exactly the best place. Between trolls, fake news, the actual fake news that goes beyond politics, and more, it's hard to know who to trust. But the thing that gets a lot of people's dander up is clickbait, or posting a title on a news article or opinion piece that is so shocking or so controversial that you have to click on it, even when they're just blowing smoke. It's annoying, and part of that, especially on certain media sites, is actually part of the fake news epidemic. The irony, though, is that Jojo Siwa does just that in spades, and her fans know it. Now sure, we can't fully blame Jojo for doing this, as all the videos she does aren't always made and uploaded by her specifically. Some are, but others are done by her team. That's right, she has a team who helps her make the details and titles for the videos she uploads. When it comes to that content, they oftentimes take the digital shortcut approach to doing things, such as doing videos that have very suggestive, in terms of bad things happening to Jojo, titles, and then the content not being about that at all. Hence, they're clickbait. Or they'll upload a video that has content that's already been uploaded before and only has small changes in it. Or even worse, it's just a montage of footage to try to give off that new feeling. Now sure, if her videos were her main source of income, then it would be somewhat fair for her to do this in order to keep people clicking. Many YouTube stars have done this in their own way, but it's not her main revenue stream. Her concerts, brand, clothes, and makeup, and more make up the bulk of what she makes. Not to mention sponsors and such. But why do you need to go to such lengths to do false videos? If anything, she should fight to make original videos all the time, outside of a few specific circumstances, so that her credibility remains intact. And if she's not careful, this could lead to her getting a huge drop-off in video views. Number 3, she's basically mutilating herself.
When I look in the mirror, I know that my hairline makes me who I am. It makes me special. It makes me look like I have a 5 head, but that's okay because it's just little blonde hairs up here that you can't see.
Let's take a walk through time, shall we? If you look at Jojo Siwa through the last few years, you'll notice obvious style changes and things she's done with her hair and the makeup she wears and more. But if you look closely, you'll notice that she appears to have a receding hairline. According to her style team, that's just part of her look. But as time goes on, her receding hairline has continued to recede. It almost looks unnatural, and yet it is very natural. And she knows it, and even has said it makes her look like a 5 face, which is a mention of how she looks like a 5-year-old who hasn't had their hair fully grown yet. It's a very weird thing, and a lot of people have pointed it out when they see her on TV or on the internet. In fact, it's part of the reason why people and fans are shocked to hear that she's actually 16 years old, because she doesn't look it at all. But here's the rub. Oh, and what a rub it is. You see, what's going on with her hairline right now in terms of receding isn't because of a condition or disease or even genetics. In fact, the receding hairline is caused by Jojo herself. Confused? I'll explain. As many makeup and hair gurus have noted over the years, Jojo does not take care of her hair like she properly should. Because of her ponytail and big bow persona that has her trademark look, she uses a bunch of hair products on her hair. What's more, she uses multiple headbands to keep her ponytail in check. And because of that, her hair is being unnaturally pulled backwards. That sounds really annoying and painful. For the record, having a hairband in your hair is not a bad thing, as long as you only do it with 1 or 2, but she uses 4 and up at times to nail her look. That force is pulling her hair back and out, and that's why her hairline is growing in reverse. The other reason people don't like this is because she does hair tutorials to help young girls nail her look, which is bad because now she's giving young kids a literal blueprint on not just how to be her, and how to have her receding hairline. Now again, the reason that Jojo is doing this is because this is part of her trademark look. But eventually, she's going to look at herself and say, that's enough. When that point comes, she's going to have to stand up to Nickelodeon and her sponsors and say that things need to change or else. And that could cost her. And if she doesn't stand up and say enough, and she keeps going with her hair like it is, she's going to have a look that she can't fix once she's done with this phase of her life, and she'll likely regret it. Number 2, to lie in a video.
We wanted the views, so we made up a story about a near-death experience. We hope you liked it.
We already talked about clickbait videos that she's done, but one of the videos she did was so over the top and dumb that it honestly should have ended her career right then and there. So here's the deal. One day, Jojo and her brother decided to make a vlog. The title of the vlog was the definition of clickbait, and it stated that her father was injured in an accident. As fans and viewers checked out the blog, Jojo and her brother told a story about how their dad had been hit by a bus. I kid you not. Anyway, they kept going and noted how the bus had come out of nowhere and such, and that their dad was alive but very injured and so on and so forth. They really spun the yarn here as well, and both Jojo and her brother were trying to convey all the emotions needed to make this video sincere. But as you finish the vlog, you find out to your horror, and by their own admission, that they had lied about the entire ordeal. For real. Yeah, straight up lied about the whole story, and they admitted it on the vlog. So why would a person put people through that? That simple. She needed views on the video. Oh yeah, she did this for views and money, which means she literally left her fans feeling terrible, likely emotional, crying even, just to get a few more views. She even said on the video after saying that the story was false that she did it for the views. Really? Oh, but trust me when I say that there was backlash. Parents, kids, teens, and more fired right back at Jojo for her stunt. And it got so bad that YouTube was filled with videos about the whole debacle. The vlog had to be taken down so more hate couldn't be thrown on it by the people who were fooled by it all. This is arrogance taken to a whole other level. No one is so desperate for cash and such that they needed to do a video like this. Not the least of all tell a story about how your father was barely alive. Seriously, this could have ended her career, and some might argue that it should have. Number 1, the makeup controversy. Jojo Siwa has a large brand that covers all sorts of items that she sells, from clothes to makeup to backpacks and even toys. This is how she makes her paychecks as well as keeps her fans in love with her. In 2019, her team at Nickelodeon, made a partnership with Claire's in order to launch a Jojo Siwa makeup kit. It was everything you'd expect from it, even being heart-shaped. And sure enough, the fans of hers bought it in droves, making it a hit item. You can see where this is going, right? That is, until the FDA got a handle on it and revealed that it had asbestos. And that's not a good thing in any metric. When they found it, they had to recall all the kits so that these kids wouldn't get seriously sick and possibly get cancer or worse. To be clear, this obviously isn't Jojo's fault on many levels outside of the fact that it has her name on it. And a recall was issued, but that doesn't mean that all the recalled kits were returned. And many people were likely to have missed it. Plus, to our knowledge, Jojo didn't make a video to her fans to tell them about the recall, likely because her team wouldn't allow it, and it would have hurt her brand. This is a huge problem for Jojo. Not the least of which is because if she tries to make another line of item like this one, people are going to remember the last one and probably not buy it. And if it flops, it's a big bump on her career. Thankfully, it doesn't appear as of yet that any kids were seriously hurt by this. But if they did, that could be a true nail in the coffin of JoJo's career. So what do you think? What do you think of these things that could end Jojo Siwa's career? Do you think that she'll survive this? Do you think she'll be able to rise up and continue her career for a while? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.